I'm going to bring Hope here, and it's about expectations. I expect them to be able to do this. Hope's so great that I can help him because he has to get stood on every now and then. So I can leave them standing there. And what I've gone and done is put him in a position you may not see horses be in very often. The only time I've ever seen horses go like that is if they want to kick out at each other. Stallions do it a lot. They don't normally do it in threes, however. Now what I've done is I've actually set up now that I'm going to see if I can canter my horse through the gap I made. For those of you over here, it's only that wide. Give me a little bit of love. Come on, it's difficult. Goodness me, oh yeah, big deal. We can't see how big it is. But I'm going to try and canter through there. Now, before I do, I need a little bit of a support. I mean, a little like a drum roll or something, because that's difficult. So firstly thing I've got to do, lots of things need to be done here. The major one is I must think very, very skinny thoughts, because there's not much room. Thank you to you ladies over there, that's wonderful. I wonder if you can clap as long as I can canter on the spot. Now I'm going to see if I can gallop through that gap. One of you will have to move. At least one of you will, we'll just bust through. Thank you. So now, there's enough room now to canter sideways through that gap, if the sequel moves. Very good. So what we'll do now is we might bring sequel. I said we might bring sequel. Slow down, mate. Remember what the physiotherapist said at home in Australia? You'll pull a muscle going that fast. Goodness me, he's just a sprinter. Actually, Sequel is the fastest horse out of all of these to ride. He's got incredible speed. He just doesn't like to show anyone. I'm going to have to be a little firm with Sequel. He is my dominant horse out of the four here. And he will bite on the others. And if I don't be a leader with him, he tries to be one himself. Every now and then he looks around and says, "Can you see him smacking my legs? Someone dob on him." But we can see that he's 600 kilos and I'm really not hurting him. I bring Hope from my right. We'll ask little mare to lay down. That's a full sister. Look at the softness she wants to do things with. You can put your bottom on the ground if you like. So what we'll do now is we might come forward and bring Hope. Actually, we might bring Hope like this. Steady. Well, you've been watching too much golf. What's with the golf clap? I just side passed the horse. Thank you. I don't know what that was, but you can come to all my shows. So thank you. Pride, you're a good little puppy. So we're going to bring Sequel, Hope there. We're going to put Hope on the ground. Sequel, you need to stay like a horse if you can on the ground. Pride, you're going to have to go back down as well, because what I want to do is have a little more... Now Pride, oh, Sequel's a good dog too. Okie dokie. So what we'll do is we'll come over here and I say I need you to give my left front and my right front. Good boy. We're going to get little Pride to come from my left to my right. Today, we'll put her on the ground again. Oh, don't stand on him. You know they don't like it. Sequel, what are you doing? He goes, I really don't like being on the ground. It's like it's a bit wet. His Sequel talks a bit slow, but he's a good boy. But he's still got an Australian accent. He says, mate, I tell you what, I didn't get this fat and shiny from working for a living, you know, and I don't like it. So you need to sit up because I need this foot and that one as well. So I'm going to explain to you who these horses are. You can see their ages. We've got a 10-year-old, a 9-year-old, a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old. Pride, don't do that. Pride, she used to be white. You need to stay down. Listen, don't run over them. They don't like it when you stand on them. Now, I'm just going to tell you who they are. Now, Pride is gorgeous, but if she was a human being, ladies and gentlemen, she'd be a blonde secretary. She's extremely pretty, extremely pretty. She wears sexy clothes. She's got on stockings on her feet. She's got blonde tips in her mane. She actually has black roots. And she's wearing one of those things that Cher wore on the battleship. And she's just not real clever all the time, but the boys really like her. So you've got to have her around anyway, even though she gets the books wrong and all that sort of stuff. So what I'm going to try and do, this will be really difficult because both horses' heads are in the middle there. I'm going to see if I can canter through the gap. Breathe in. Very good. Then, what about if I side pass over my little 4-year-old? That's the first mare that ever let me side pass completely over the top of her. Right. So what we might do now is, I told you what Pride was. Sequel is a horse, ladies and gentlemen, good dog, Hope. Sequel is a horse that he'd be a human being. If he was a human, he'd be like a lot of the people we have in Australia. We have a system called the dole, and that's for people who can't get work or have been kicked out of work for age or don't like work at all. And it's a payment they get every week, probably $150 or $200 or something. Very much like your welfare system. If Sequel was a human, he'd be on the dole. So Hope, if he was a human being, no doubt in my mind he'd be the head of some huge company. And Pride, she's the secretary, and this horse here is the extreme athlete. In fact, when you think about it, he's probably running the company. He's probably, I think he'd be a little bit like the promoter for, don't go over his head. I told you she's the secretary. She's trying to walk over the men all the time. So what would happen is I think the whole business that these three work for would be very much that this horse here is the business. He's the athlete, right? You can clap him. I've got 3 over 1. He's the athlete right there. This fella here, he'd be the manager of the athlete. He would take care of all the books and make sure everything's okay. He'd tell Pride what to do, and the only reason she works for him is because she's related. She's not very clever. And Sequel, he'd probably be the bouncer or something. Stand at the door and say, you can't come in. All right, so now I've got 3 over the top of 1. I have showed you the best, not the best things I can do. You've seen the best I can do in Hope, Bridleless and Saddleless collected. This fella canter on the spot, fly and changes, canter side pass. You've seen now the best mental and emotional thing that I can accomplish. And when you come up to me later and you say, Mr. McLean, because I love that, that's respectful. When you say, call me sir too, oh, it's lovely. But if you come up to me and say, Guy, that is the most incredible thing I ever saw. You are amazing. I am a millionaire and I would like to halve all my fortune with you. When you do that, don't tell Sequel that it's good. Sequel doesn't know. Sequel thinks that laying down there is the best place in the world because he don't have to work. The best show jumping horse in the world looks for that next jump because of what the trainer has done. The trainer says that it is difficult to the left of the jump, it is difficult to the right of the jump, but the middle line is where you need to be. The show jumper says, if I attack that middle line, he leaves me alone. The best cutting horse thinks that that cow, if he dominates that, he is left alone. It is our job as horsemen to make it their idea. So you're seeing the best thing I can do as a horseman. The best thing I can accomplish as an entertainer is a standing ovation. I'm going to see if I can earn one right here. You're a little scary, but I still like you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank the International. If they'd have put chairs around here, I never would have got a standing ovation. Thank you very much. But that's just horsemanship. Aren't you beautiful? Thank you.